Driving through Las Virgenes Canyon Road, as soon as we crossed the school's gates, a breathtaking view of the Santa Monica Mountains opened to us. I could hardly believe that we were less than 20 miles from downtown Los Angeles.
They're native to Arizona and Texas, Sonora Desert.
You cover the eyes?
Yeah, that's just part of the equipment, so they can, just stay there without trying to fly off.
The earliest flow forms that there's evidence of actual use of the flow form pattern is there's remnants from in gas, right? And then there's naturally occurring flow forms in Arizona that we could go through. Just break it into one pile and then shovel it away. Okay, stop, everybody stop. Make this into fun right now. Make this into fun. Make this into fun. Watch both ends of the pool. Especially everybody put this on us and get all the faster. Go, 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 faster! Okay, what? That's enough right there, guys. When you do a gravel, you do it like this. Then you're done.
Yeah, you got a bucket that has it.
We're starting out, what we're going to do is we're going to move soil and we're going to bury those blocks. We're going to take another rock, we'll edit that out later. We're going to take another rock, okay, and we're going to set it on top of the other one. Everybody ooh and ah.
Wow!
Impressive. We moved a ton of rock, and a ton of soil in 45 minutes. Okay? Give yourselves a big rock. It looks beautiful. You see, everybody take a look at how beautiful this is, how graceful this is, and how quickly you could mess it up. Okay? It's like you have to stay on this beautiful outside edge. Anything that's going to catch your eye, you will see right away, especially as we get higher and higher. The center of the spiral in design is the fastest part of the spiral, the fastest part of the whirlpool. So that is going to get higher and higher as we build it. Okay? So it'll be like go from level over there, and it'll raise up and be highest in the middle. And each one of these spirals will do that same thing.
Just under 21. It's just about 21.
Talking about mimicking natural systems, we always sort of put mulch and compost, which is our nutrient base, on the top, right? Soil is built from the top down. Rarely in nature is it churned and double dug and rototilled. That is artificial, and we've stepped away from that. So by having, if you can visualize a thin layer of compost, which is nutrient rich, and then you water it from above, then it like percolates like your coffee or your tea. It'll make a nutrient-rich tea as it descends down into the soil profile, and the roots will absorb it at that point.
A quick question.
Yes.
Would you plant anything like in these areas outside the?
Yes, of course.
And what would you plant?
Of course. Well, these are intensively managed beds. Look at how much energy we've put into them. Okay, so this is what in natural systems would be sort of our annual beds. Those areas of nature that collect the finest silt every year. If you think about it, that's where annual crops grow in nature. Okay, so in the areas surrounding that, we would put in our bushes, our perennials. Most of our gardens are 50% perennials. Okay, so annual vegetables and annual flowers are only half of the garden. The rest of it is habitat and fruit and our leaf litter that we'll need for our compost. So we grow everything on site. If you step back and look at this, well, how beautiful it would be at the base of these rock walls to have little tufts of like chives with the pink flowers for months as insectary habitat. And that's of course usable in salads and, like I mentioned yesterday. So we could, we'll do one of these gardens with the kids. We'll make like a pizza sauce garden. So we'll grow tomatoes and garlic and onions and basil and oregano, and so it will kind of be fun about it. But the idea is that now what we have is a cultivated ecology. Okay, carefully cultivated.
Can you talk a little bit about why you specifically chose the different herbs and what their functions are?
Yeah, I mentioned it yesterday and again this morning. She's asking about why we chose these herbs. If you look at it, what we're mimicking is really sort of a Mediterranean rocky cliff, right? So that's really the plants that we're using, aside from the alyssum maybe. But the alyssum will do really well, and it just smells really good, and I just like it because of that. Please don't just copy this. Think of something really good so that I can, when I come over to look at your garden, which I don't need to do, by the way.
That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. A feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. I feel it. Ooh, that tonight's gonna be a good night.
It crosses that center point. Okay. Let me put a flag in right there. That point and that point is level. Okay? It's a contour line. And we just use it like a compass across the landscape. Okay? And that's how we would, and then if you can imagine this as having a line of these through the, following the contour, and if we wanted to build a water harvesting swale, we would dig a ditch and connect those dots. And we'd have a contour swale. Okay? The physics will work anywhere in the world.
Some of permaculture's principles include catching and storing energy, the use of renewable resources, avoiding waste, valuing diversity, and the creative response to change.
You guys did a great job. I'm really proud of you. This is good. Actually one of the better results that we've had. I think thanks to both Camille and Ari for staying on the quality control. Usually about halfway through the day I get grumpy. I don't know if anybody can't really tell this time because I had so much help. But,
Connecting the dots, it became clear to me that sustainability and permaculture were part of a holistic approach to environmental design in tune with nature, very much related to Frank Lloyd Wright's principles of organic architecture.